Okay, hello, welcome to the weather update. It's 9:30 on May 26th, and a very active day this afternoon. You can see, look at all the thunderstorms popping up on the satellite. And yes, we got some rain, and yes, I got a thunderstorm. I was on the South Shore. We actually managed to get a thunderstorm coming in. You can see what was happening here, I guess around 6:30. These anvil was starting to approach our area, and then it got dark, and we had a shelf cloud come in, and then it poured right around 7:30, and then toward the tail end of the storm, we had a beautiful rainbow, and I was in Lynbrook to see it. And guess what? We also got, in addition to a rainbow, lightning. That's right, lightning and a rainbow at the same time. I mean, this is from a video still, but I have a video. We'll show you the storms. Here's some more of the lightning I got to see. It was pretty impressive. I was not expecting it at all. I was not expecting any of this to hold together, but it did, and you can see, look at that lightning there, kind of just a still couple of frames there from the lightning. Incredible to see, though. It was in Lynbrook. We still had a little light rain falling toward the tail end, but wow, what a day. These storms really held together, and we are going to look now at the radar right now, latest radar. And you will see this is what's left of it. Looks like the rain, at least it's raining in Suffolk County. It's not severe anymore, but there's still more lines of thunderstorms in Pennsylvania, as well as off the Jersey Shore. There's one over south, just west of Atlantic City, another over Sea Isle City, another one in Maryland, into Delaware, moving into Delaware. So plenty of activity because it was humid, and of course you got all these storms here too, as well. And some of these are severe warned. This is the Weather Service radar, which we'll pull up here. If it works, I just don't have the patience to use it. So let me rewind for you what happened today. All right, so we're gonna take a look. This is the Ventus Sky radar, but let's bring it back now to 6 o'clock. So you can see this line rapidly was moving pretty quickly too. So this is 6 o'clock. It's already entering New Jersey. We move this along till 7 o'clock, and you'll see it's now at the Jersey Shore, and you will see here that so anything from Staten Island southward, so into Monmouth County, Tinton Falls. This whole area got pounded. The storms were kind of in severe range over here, and they were severe warned. And then from there, it literally raced over us, and you can see what wound up happening. The southern part of the line, actually, the area that was energized by New Jersey, despite moving over the ocean, gave the South Shore a pretty decent thunderstorm. It looks like the middle of the county and the North Shore kind of missed out on the heaviest stuff, but you can see the South Shore, which is where we were right here. This area right here just got a good downpour, and you can see it kind of held. And then as it moved east, guess what happened? Classic example. Once it gets east of central Nassau, it starts blossoming in East Nassau. So you can see some pretty heavy rains into the central part of eastern parts of. And then at this time, a severe thunderstorm was issued as the storm moved into the western Suffolk County area. And then by the time it got to central Suffolk, it started weakening. But it still brings some rain, so hopefully they'll get some rain out there from this, because it's important to get some rain. Definitely needed the rain. Looking at lightning, not like I said, it wasn't a ton of lightning with these storms, but you can see there's still a storm now over, looks like west of Toms River, that's producing a little lightning. One that's off Atlantic City is producing a lot more lightning. These over here in Maryland seem to be producing a lot of lightning. And then you have these storms over here as well into Massachusetts that are also producing lightning. If we pull out over this whole area, let's see how many strikes we're getting a minute. Not an astronomical amount, 81. So, like I said, not a lot of lightning, but enough to say, hey, it's a thunderstorm, So that is the thing. So let's go look at our current conditions map, and you'll see severe thunderstorm watches in effect here. That actually may be. We have severe thunderstorm. That might be a tornado watch actually for this area. So if I click over here, I think they're under a tornado watch in this area. Let me see if that's correct. It still hasn't loaded. Yeah, you can't. The Weather Service radar. Severe thunderstorm watch. The pink is severe thunderstorm. Yellow is tornado. Right. I'm pretty sure it was severe thunderstorm. So let's go back to this here. So severe thunderstorm watch still exists for parts of New Jersey I should know the colors by now. But you can see temperatures 69, 68, 64. Let's see what the high temperatures were today. So highs, you had mid-80s on the North Shore, so not surprisingly, mid-80s on the North Shore, around 80 in the middle of the island, and the South Shore only in the mid-70s. Look at some official sites. So Farmingdale had 75, Islip only 72, and they had a cloud deck out east here in Suffolk County, so that actually helped block the sun. And some areas of the South Shore of Suffolk didn't even make it to 70. Same thing for the South Fork and the Hamptons. So West Hampton only made it to 70. And Montauk only made it to 67, 66 for the high in East Hampton. So you could see, meanwhile, the North Fork, they were closer to 80 degrees. So it all depended on where the sun was out. Let's see how hot it was in the city. If we load that data, that would be absolutely nice. 86 at LaGuardia, so much hotter at LaGuardia, 86. Meanwhile, Kennedy was only 75. Central Park at 85. It looks like Newark got up to 92. So you can see, look at all those 90s in New Jersey. As we go here, we look over here in New Jersey. Toms River, close to 90 degrees. 93 being reported at this station here in Toms River. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the Miller Air Park site is down. Lakehurst, definitely that site's not working right. But you can see the 90s generally. It was hot. It was hot. See what Atlantic City got up to. See what Atlantic City got up to there. Is this Atlantic City International? No, it's Mays Landing. Atlantic City only got up to 84, so they must have had a sea breeze at Atlantic City, I guess. But now let's take a look and see how much rainfall we got. So we're going to change this to the precipitation. Don't worry, I'll use one to ground too as well. But let's take a look and see how much precipitation has fallen today. Because we haven't really had a whole lot of rain lately. So let's go take a look and see what the official. So you'll notice here, very little in the middle of the island, 0.05. And I wasn't surprised when we got back. It was a lot drier. But if we go look at, we'll get more observations. But this is more typical of what they got on the South Shore, 0.46. And Farmingdale also, looks like Farmingdale Airport got 0.36. Okay, so that's good. What about Islip? 0.09, only 0.09. So as it moved out east, it kind of fell apart. And Pine Barrens probably won't get to see much rain from it, unfortunately. So it'll still remain dry in the Pine Barrens. But hey, at least Edgewood did get 0.36. So this part of the Pine Barrens here in Edgewood, they got some rain. But generally speaking, not a lot. City, not really very much either. But if you go and you look at New Jersey, you can look at some of these higher amounts here. Looks like New Jersey, at least, they got some rain there. Monmouth County, let's see, looks like 0.32 around Howell, 0.50 around Lakewood. Toms River got 0.82. Look at that. We have some 1+. So some areas of Toms River might have seen an inch or more of rain. So that's very good for Toms River. At least they're going to get some relief from the pollen. Over there at least. Here, we're going to have to wait a little while longer, I think. So now let's go to the Wonder Map. We'll get some more observations, because that just doesn't really show up enough observations. So we'll first start with the temperatures, being that we're in that mode here. So Carl Place, you'll see what the temperatures did in the middle of the island here. So you can see we were kind of upper 70s till right around 5 o'clock, and then the temperature started dropping quickly. Once the sun got blocked, the temperature started dropping quickly. But it was kind of warm and humid, pretty uncomfortable in the middle of the island, I got to say, even though it was not even 80 degrees, just barely 80 degrees. Those dew points were high, well up into the 60s. It's actually showing a dew point near 70, so very humid, and that made it really hard. And it looks like they got 0.06 from that shower there. Well, it was probably more of a shower here. I'm glad it was on the South Shore, because I got a good storm out of it. That may be what's going to start happening now, is that the South Shore is going to get better storms because they're getting the energy from New Jersey. Well, they got to get everything, right? They have to get everything. So let's compare that to Lynbrook. All right, let's compare that to, well, that's Valley Stream. Let's look at this station, Rockville Center. So we're going to compare it to Rockville Center. And when I got off the bus in the Rockville Center, boy, was it a lot cooler around. So you can see, let's see. They were at close to 80, but the sea breeze came in and dropped temperatures down right around, right when I arrived there. The sea breeze started coming in and knocking those temperatures down quite a bit, as you can see. So they didn't get, still not that cool though. But I don't know, it seemed a lot cooler when I got there. Let's go look at another station here. On the South Shore, Seaford. So let's see. That'll be a little more representative of the sea breeze. Yeah, this is a little more. I think that station in Rockville Center was reading high. Some stations are like that. This is a little more like the way it was in the South Shore all day. So you see temperatures generally in the mid-70s all day. So we were suffering around 80. They were basically in the mid-70s, enjoying a nice, comfortable day. Dew points still high, though. Dew points in the upper 60s, so still humid. And let's see what they're reporting as far as precipitation goes. The precip rate was at 2.88 inches an hour, which is pretty impressive, and they got a half an inch, it looks like there. So let's work our way into central Suffolk County now. Let's go look at Deer Park, because I think they got some of that storm. So let's look at Deer Park and see how they did with that storm as well. We're going to go over a lot. Like I said, we're going to go over the precipitation totals and also see if there are any storm reports. So you can see not quite as bad out there already. I don't know. Like I said, it's much hotter. Central Nassau is a real hot spot today. You can see, though, that it looks like they did have a pretty good wind gust with the storms, 28 miles an hour there with the storm. And, again, it looks like they got a good amount of rain out of it as well. So now let me go further out toward our friend in Patchogue, who enjoyed a nice sea breeze. He didn't get the sun, though. He didn't get any sunshine. He was stuck in the clouds all day. But you'll see, because of that, temperatures struggled to reach the 70s. I mean, it was basically in the 60s all day long. As far as the rainfall, it looks like he didn't really get very much from it. But there was a wind gust with that storm there, 14.8 miles an hour. Actually, I want to check out one more site on Long Island. That's Long Beach. I know I'm on the South Shore a lot, but that's where the storm hit, all right? So let's go look at Long Beach. Let's go look at Long Beach here. Let's pick this one, Lido Beach. I'm curious to see what the wind gusts were, because we had a pretty good wind gust when that storm came through. So let's see. Here's the temperatures. Oh, look at that. They're only in the 60s. But look at what happened. The temperature actually jumped up. There must have been like a bit of a wind to the west, I guess, that caused the temperature to jump up around that time with that storm that came through, which is kind of interesting. So, and they didn't really get that much rain, and I don't see too many wind gusts from their station either. So, very interesting. Meanwhile, if you contrast that, we'll go to the North Shore, where it was hot as hell. Port Washington. Let's do Port Washington here. All right. Because it was hot, very hot in Port Washington today. So North Shore, there's one place on Long Island that's hotter than the middle of the island, and that's the North Shore. They were in the mid-80s all day, so really hot there. Port Washington's a pretty hot place. But we can get even hotter than that. Let's go to New Jersey. And let's go to that area west of Toms River that's known as the desert, as I like to call it, because it's so hot there. Let's see. Looking for Holiday City. Let's get a Holiday City. Holiday City, Berkeley. It's where it's real hot over here. Let's see. When those storms came in, it probably really knocked the temperature down quite a bit. Yeah, so they were around 90 pretty much the whole day. Very high dew points. More humid. Man, they had dew points in the 70s. Ouch. You can see, look what happened when the storm hit, though. Temperatures just crashed into the... Look at that. Wow. That's impressive. That's impressive. So now that we've looked at the various weather stations, let's go and look at the rainfall today, and we'll get a better idea of how much rain has fallen. So let me go to precipitation. And you can see, yeah, barely anything. Middle of the island, we really got nothing in the middle of Nassau County. Hicksville, Mineola, we got... I noticed there were a couple of small puddles, but it wasn't enough. Meanwhile, if you go to the South Shore, let's see how they didn't really get that much, too, in Rockville Center. In Lynbrook, only 0.02. So the storm must have picked up in intensity as it moved east of this area. because you have 0.35 in Freeport and then 0.55 in Belmore here and 0.61. So you can see the higher amounts are. We went right through, and these stations in Merrick are reporting nothing, interestingly enough. But it really poured in this area. I see some 0.73, a reading of 0.73. So really impressive numbers with the rain here. And again, when it was approaching, you can look at this Belmore station. I will look at it because why not? You'll see here that when they actually did get a wind gust up to 28 miles an hour. It's almost 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts at Belmore with that storm, and the rainfall rate was 2.41 inches with that. So you can see what wound up happening there with that. That was a pretty impressive storm right there, I got to say. Pretty impressive. But like I said, not everybody got it. But at least the South Shore got some relief. 0.73 in Seaford also. But as you go north, you see the numbers go down quite a bit. When you're in Levittown, barely anything. So storms really kind of hugged the South Shore. And then they started getting a little more intense into southeastern Nassau, like 0.26 in South Farmingdale, 0.36. But look at the whole Beth page, 0.04. So barely anything. Barely anything. But then that energy moved into this part of Suffolk County. So Deer Park, you have some 0.43, 0.33. Babylon, though, a little less, 0.18. But then this one's reading 0.85. So it depends on where you are, spotty where you are. But you can see this one they issued the warning when it got into Suffolk. Looks like Dix Hills, 0.50. So that's good. At least they got some rain for the Edgewood, Oak, Rush Plains Preserve, Pine Barrens over here. And you see the tree right here. At least they got some rain. But then as it moved east to the Sagatows, it kind of just fell apart. They didn't really get too much rain in Suffolk County, which is a shame. I was really hoping they would. But it's not surprising that they wouldn't get it because the storms usually fall apart by the time they get out that far. But the South Shore was fortunate. Again, barely anything for the city, the North Shore and Central Nassau. Staten Island barely got anything. But we make our way into New Jersey now, and you'll see the numbers start going up. Holmdel, 0.36 inches of rain. Neptune, you got 0.37. I know this isn't tons of rain here, but in such a dry pattern. Wall Township, 0.61. It's a lot. And then it looks like they really got a lot here. 1.1 in Brick, 0.85 in Lakewood. Now let's look at Toms River. Yeah, look at that. Toms River, So some areas of Toms River got an inch. Look at that, 1.05 in Beechwood. So very good. They got some rain here. They're going to get some major relief from the pollen. Same thing for West Toms River and Seaside as well. So this whole area is going to get some major relief from the pollen. But unfortunately, my area where I live, we're not going to get any relief until we get some more substantial rain. So the only areas that are getting relief from the pollen are South Shore of Nassau County, West Central Suffolk, and the Jersey Shore. Yeah, quite an interesting day across our area. Let's go look at the Weather Service Twitter. Let's see if they've compiled any storm reports or have any storm reports here. These are the special marine warnings they issued for the storm, severe thunderstorm. They also had some severe thunderstorms in Connecticut too. Actually, part of Nassau was included in a severe thunderstorm warning. But I don't see anything about any local storm reports or anything like that. Let's see if there are any from the Mt.Holly office. They would be more likely to have some. Let's see if they have any there. I don't see any local storm reports. Well, we're going to have to actually look for them, I guess. The only way we know how. So let's go and look at that. Text products. Local storm report. Let's see if we have any local storm reports from today. So, all right, that's Pennsylvania. I got to go older. That's Pennsylvania. So there's been some damage in Pennsylvania here. All right, here's a compilation of some local storm reports out of Mt.Holly. Most of these are from Pennsylvania, but there was some wind damage in Hunterdon, down wires. We got some damage in Mercer County, Somerset, in New Jersey, Manville and Windsor, trees down, thunderstorm wind damage in Dayton, which is in Middlesex County, Bound Brook, which is in Middlesex County, Basking Ridge, which is in Somerset County. Down trees in Somerset County, New Jersey, again in Millington. So it looks like Somerset got hit hard, as well as Morris. Thunderstorm wind damage in Centerville, in Monmouth County, down tree on State Highway. Wind gust of 43 miles an hour in Farmingdale, in Monmouth County, not our Farmingdale. A wind gust of 54 miles an hour at Sandy Hook. So that's pretty impressive. That's in Monmouth County. Hail in Brick, 0.50 inch. Toms River had hail as well as 0.70 inch. Wow, so Toms River really got a good storm today. In Mt.Holly, it's on the Jersey Shore, 43 mile an hour wind gust. Seaside Heights had a 59 mile an hour wind gust. Wow, that's impressive. So that's pretty impressive right there. Seaside High, I'll provide the link to all of these reports in the description below here. To get to see this. Most of these are from Pennsylvania and other areas. Let's go look and see what the storm reports were for Long Island, if we can find any. If they have any. We'll see if they're our area. All right, that's Connecticut. So it looks like there was some damage in Connecticut. Probably none on Long Island, though. Well, we had a wind gust of 43 miles an hour in Amityville. Some thunderstorm wind damage in Bergen County. Fair Lawn in New Jersey had some thunderstorm wind damage. So New Jersey getting the brunt of the severe weather, basically here. The other thing that I want to look at, we're going to go back to the climate up here, and we're going to see when was the last time, because today we actually had measurable precipitation. So we're going to look and see when the last time there was measurable precipitation at Islip. All right, so this is the preliminary data that we have for Islip here. So let's see, I got to find where the precipitation is. Where do they have it? This is like a pain to read. I know it's been a long time since we had some rain, so I'm trying to find the last day it rained. Yeah, this has got to be it. I guess it's water. So the last time it actually rained in Islip was on May 10th. Really May 9th. So it's been, almost 15 days since we had rain. So 15-day stretch with no rain. Finally has ended, but it's still not enough. Islip didn't really get that much, so we're still kind of low in the rain department. So now that we're done with all that, let's go and look at some other stuff. I got to look at the PSEG outage map to see if there are any power outages from these storms. There are 123 people without power. Looks like mainly in North Wantagh. But JCP&L has it a lot worse. Central Power and Light. They have it a lot worse. Let's get the outages here. Outage map. Of course, that outage map is what I need. You'd think that would be the first thing to come up, considering how unreliable JCP&L is. All right. All right, so they're down now. They had over 13,000 people without power, but now they're down to 8,996. Oh, surprisingly, not too much. I mean, you can knock JCP&L, but considering the storm that did hit Toms River, there's no power outages in Toms River, considering how hard they were hit. At least not anymore. So it seems like the Jersey Shore area has most of its outages. More of the outages are up north in this area here. This is where Jersey Central Power and Light is less reliable in the northern areas here. The southern area is not too bad. So that's not too bad considering. And those are the areas that were hardest hit by the storms. So now let's shift gears finally and talk about the forecasting. Let's see News 12 Long Island. Let's just see if they actually even covered the storms. Let's see if they actually even covered it. No. It's all about a certain demographic. What about News 12 New Jersey? Let's see if they covered it. Looks like they do have the weather up here, but I still don't see any coverage on the storms. But at least they do have something. Wait a minute. Why is this guy not in the studio? Come on. Really? See what I mean? This is Altice for you. Like, let me just say it this way: Altice is the transdev of news broadcasting. All right, we'll just leave it like that. The nice bus of news broadcasting. Anyway, let's go look at the models and let's see what we got coming our way as we head into tomorrow and the rest of the week. So first, we're gonna look at the general pattern on the GFS here, and you will see that we dry out tomorrow, high builds in, and then we have this next storm system approach for later Friday night into this early part of Saturday. GFS now trying to take this thing offshore, but you can see it still wants to stall it out just offshore, and that might keep us a little unsettled throughout the whole weekend. This is the way the GFS wants to keep doing this and keep us in this unsettled pattern. A high builds in for the middle of next week, and then after that, we get into that humid pattern maybe for a little bit. All right. Though I think I'll talk more about the longer range tomorrow because we're covering a lot in this weather update. So let's go to the HRRR now. Let's look at the 0Z run of the HRRR because there's still a chance of some more showers and possibly thunderstorms, but I don't think anything severe or anything strong. Then we're dry for tomorrow, and then the next chance for rain would be this next system that will approach us later on Friday, and this has this is going to end it, I think, finally, and give us a decent amount of rain for everybody, not just some people. The GFS says we get a decent amount of rain. I'll run it to the end of the weekend here, and it'll keep us unsettled, but the good news is, after all said and done, and we go to the total accumulated precip, you will see we should get at least 2 inches of rain, hopefully. Again, we have won one hell of a stretch, and like I said, some areas got a decent amount of rain today. My area, unfortunately, didn't. Hopefully, we'll get it on Friday, because we really do need that rain. It is very dry. The pollen is horrible, and so are my allergies. So let me go back to the HRRR here. The 0Z HRRR. We'll look at tomorrow, you'll see it won't really cool off that much tomorrow. And tomorrow's going to be pretty warm. We have highs probably 80 to 85. Actually, it's going to be warmer for a lot of areas on Long Island tomorrow than today because there won't be a sea breeze. And then at night, it drops back into the 50s. And then Friday, it's much cooler with the overcast and the clouds. And then the whole weekend, according to the GFS, looks pretty cool and kind of unsettled and cloudy. So you can see we may only be in the 50s for Saturday. And same thing for Sunday. So it's going to be nice and cool because we're going to be in that east flow with the clouds and the chance for showers. And Tuesday we're still into it, and then finally we get out of it on Wednesday. But I know, like I said, I don't really want to go too much into past tomorrow in this forecast. So let's go and look at the dew points next. So we'll use the HRRR again. So still humid out there, and we're still going to be dealing with that humidity until tomorrow morning. It doesn't really break until probably 9 o'clock, and then the humidity starts going down. We have a northwest wind finally bringing in the drier air that will eventually come in. But it's still going to feel kind of warm. And then you see that east flow. There you go for your Friday. That'll bring in the rain and the cool temperatures that will at least put an end to this. It's one thing when you're dry in other areas, but this time of the year, if you're dry, the pollen is absolutely just unbelievable. So let me go to the NAM, and let me look at the sky cover next. So this is the 0Z NAM. I got to roll this back to the 18Z NAM. So have the clouds to start tomorrow, and then I think as the day goes on, we'll see increasing amounts of sun. Should be mostly sunny day. It looks like it's popping some clouds up, particularly over New Jersey in the afternoon. And there'll be a decent amount of sunshine. Whether it'll be a nice blue sky or not, probably not. Friday, we obviously see those clouds increasing. And let me go to the RGEM as well. Look at the RGEM. So here's the RGEM for tomorrow. The RGEM is more optimistic about more sunshine, but again, I think there'll be it won't really be a nice deep blue sky. I don't see it happening. And then we'll have more of those clouds on Friday. And then obviously you can see that we're going to be dealing with stall front syndrome for the weekend, unfortunately. For those who want to enjoy Memorial Day weekend, well, I'm sorry. It's not going to work out for you. But we do need the rain. Timing obviously could be better, but You know, it's what we get. If we didn't get this, then who knows when we would get relief from the drought here. Remember, yeah, everybody in the South Shore got relief. Great for you. For us in the middle of the island, Mineola, it's still bone dry here. .05 is like the amount of rain we got in Mineola is like you're dying of thirst and somebody gives you a tiny little half full cup of water, and it's not going to be enough. So you know what I'm saying? So I think that's going to wrap up this weather update. And hopefully we can put an end to this drought by Friday. Even though I know the timing is not great, you know, that's the way it is. You know, at least it's. I'll take this over the heat. Obviously, some people would love it hot. I know a lot, especially a certain demographic loves it hot, and they're going to be very upset that their beach plans for the weekend are going to be ruined. But hey, why don't you go to the middle of the island instead? Go to Roosevelt Field. Go to the malls we have here. You know, support the malls, Broadway Commons. You know. Anyway, that's going to be it for this weather update, and thanks for watching.